Well, they're forming in D.C. and especially in the metropolitan area that are called villages, senior villages, and they are volunteers. And the primary advantage to a village is they have volunteers who will come in and change light bulbs if you're not able to do that. But it's socializing. So you go to dinners, you go to movies. Now, I have to say that I'm a member of the one in DuPont Circle, and it's not all gay people, but this is such a wonderful, supportive community. I'm openly gay there. They all know it, and there are other gay people that are members there. And I go there, and I feel very affirmed by the fact that I'm hanging out with lots of a very diverse group of people, not just other gay people. In fact, to me, that's one of the joys of living in this city is because I can interact at that level, and I never worry about bigotry against LGBT people. I never do. And I've never encountered it, and if I know I did, then it would probably end pretty soon because it's law here. But anyway, I want to encourage you to, I think in one of the things you have there is a list of the villages on the back table.
Yeah.
If you're interested in joining one of those villages, I sure encourage you to do that. They generally cost $400 or $500 a year for full membership, sliding scale if you're less. But they are wonderful groups of people, and they're all focused on neighbors helping neighbors.
If I may throw in something in regards to those centers, because I'm Billy's brother, I'm one of them. You can also volunteer. You don't have to be a member. You can be a volunteer. Get involved and give them some input on the GLBT community. It's a wonderful chance to get out of the house.
Mm-hmm. We have about 2 minutes left. Billy.
I don't expect a resolution of mine, but I just want to share an experience I had having been in the hospital 3 times and with serious recovery issues. At the point that I needed occupational therapy and what's the other one that goes with that?
Physical therapy.
Physical therapy.
Well, whatever.
Speech therapy.
Speech therapy. No.
All of those. But where they would send people to your home to
Right.
help you
Right.
get your stuff together.
Mhm.
And every time I would get someone who would decide to do prayers or pray for me or talk about, because it's very clear that my partner and I are gay. We don't hide it, and you can't be around us without us hearing endearments or,
Right.
whatever it is that, we're not hiding it, but it's frustrating. And each time I've had to call up to the agency and say, look, I asked for service, I didn't ask for prayer. I really don't want someone coming over and talking about sin and hell and damnation and,
Phil, can I-
that. And it's 3 times I had that
Wow.
situation. And once at Providence Hospital, I had to report someone. And the other thing that happened at Providence Hospital, they were uncomfortable with the fact that Chris was there most of the time. And I was in excruciating pain, and at one point had gotten myself out of bed and was crawling to the elevator because I wanted my partner, and they decided that he shouldn't be there. But I made such a fuss and scream and holler and cuss everybody out that they called him and begged him to please. I had gone out of the gown and everything. I was butt naked crawling to the elevator.
Out and loud.
About non-compliance, and if you leave the hospital and get better, I said, I know my rights, I don't care, I'm leaving.
Good.
So they got Chris there, they rolled a cot in, and
Wow.
begged him to stay.
Act up, act out.
But my
Yes.
point is that not everyone
Can do that.
empowers themselves or will do that. And I don't know how to emphasize, but these agencies really need some culture competence training with
30-second
these
reply?
workers that is not
Yeah.
appropriate.
Let's get him. We're running out of time. All right. Yeah. Quick.
This is, I hesitate to bring this up, but this is actually a community conversation. And what I hear, I'm from the acceptance surrender model. And what I hear about aging everywhere, and I never hear anything else, is fight aging, fight death. And what happens is inevitably, and I've heard it tonight, inevitably this stuff will happen. We pretend it's not. I don't want to say this, but you're going to be 80? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the goal. But there's also an understanding of letting go in the process, and I never hear anything about that. I used to do long-distance bike trips of 1,000 miles. I can no longer do that. I experienced the hit and the death of my ability to bicycle. It's practicing today that my body's going to go away. So I comment, I'm an alcoholic, drug addict, homosexual with age. I accept all of that. I'm aging, I'm going to accept that. But I always hear this, I mean, that's why I had trouble. I was an activist without.
Right.
But I couldn't fight AIDS. It was sort of, I mean, it's a matter of doing what you suggest, Ron, which is to get as engaged as you can. But I think the depression and the problem comes from not accepting the reality. And I hear nothing about that. And I realized that as I was sitting here, because I'm practicing dying. And I'm having a hell of a time, let me tell you. I have wonderful people. And the other thing about it is that I learned when I was a kid by somebody that was 10 years older than me, the best way to stay young is to have young people in your life. And so, find a place where you can have young people in your life. I mean, no matter what, find young people. It is the most energizing thing that's going. So just wanted to throw that out.
One last,
30-second reply to A, Billy, and thank you for that comment. I'm with you. This is a wonderful progressive city. This city, about 2 years ago, passed legislation that said those people that are coming into your home have to be licensed. We'll be the only jurisdiction in the whole country that will require licensing. And as part of getting that license, they will have the LGBT competency training. We'll be the only city to have licensing, the only city to try to, there's always going to be problems, but I think that it's going to get better, and it's already underway.
one last one, Chris is telling me, one last comment.
Thank you. Actually, it's more of a question. I'm here because I happen to be the president of Dignity Washington, an LGBT Catholic group.
Okay.
And a lot of our members are older gay men, and have approached me over the last year about wanting us to do something for our older members. And I guess it's just a question. It's I guess we could help people get in contact with agencies and things like that, but we really aren't, we really can't provide any services or anything. So I'm looking for suggestions and thoughts as well as anything.
PALS, P-A-L-S. It's a volunteer, right? For PALS?
There are two things.
Yeah.
Equal time here. PALS is a program that Whitman-Walker and Lautner have collaborated with to provide buddies, basically, to folks who are aging. The DC Center has a fabulous friendly visitor program as well. So those are the options, two options. I'm happy if you want to connect with anyone at Whitman-Walker Health about ways to tap into some of the stuff we're doing. I'm sure that they'll be happy to, and I'm sure Sage and the DC Center will flash mob you after this meeting, and make sure that you have every bit of information that you need.
Just a quick comment on that. We consistently have more great young people and people of all ages that want to be friendly visitors than we do seniors who want to have friendly visitors. So if there's someone in your group who would like a weekly visit from someone, we just did a friendly visitor training Saturday at the center. The picture's online. We trained 8 wonderful people, and I only have matches for 1 of them right now. So I have 7 people that are ready to do that. So if you know someone, even especially for churches or other places like Prime Timers where you have weekly meetings, if you notice that someone isn't coming to the meetings on a regular basis or isn't coming as consistently as they used to, why not match them up with someone who's going to, visit them and check in with them once a week and see how they're doing?
Okay. I will say PALS at Whitman-Walker is the same way. We definitely have more volunteers and we have people we can do who are looking for the service.
Chris,
Great, and I'm going to wrap up, and I get the traditional last question of our panel. And then I'm going to do a housekeeping bit about our next conversation. Actually, I'll talk about our next conversation before my last question. We'll be having another one of these on May 17th, Thursday, May 17th, at the Austin Center in Whitman-Walker, and the topic will be women's health in May, and then in November we'll talk about transgendered, and then there'll be some stuff in September and October. In addition, the Whitman-Walker Clinic is producing a HIV Town Forum called Return to Lisner on July 24th, in conjunction with the International AIDS Conference. And we have 255 million community partners already for this. I'm kidding, about 28 community partners have already signed on. So if you're in town on July 24th, you got to go to Lisbon, I'm just saying. And then my final question to the panel, and you have 30 seconds, because part of the idea about these is what can we as LGBT folks do to improve elder senior health. 30 seconds, one suggestion you have for the average LGBT person who wants to get more involved to improve health outcomes among elders. We'll go with Bill.
Can I pass?
Okay. Ron, you are never want for a lack of answers.
I would say give up your boutique doctor and get a medical home.
All right?
I would say if you're experiencing depression and or anxiety, get help, come to Whitman-Walker, call me, we can help you.
Stay physically active.
Build your community. It takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village for us to age.
Amen.
All right. Well, on that note, thank you all to our great panel, and we'll be around for a few minutes afterwards, and thank you for coming by.
Thank you.